Dear students, in continuation to my last video, in which I was talking about chronemics, here we will discuss in a little detail about how chronemics is needed in our deliveries. So we were discussing time language. As you can see here, to one person who wakes up at 8 a.m., 6:30 can be early. To another, may be late if he wakes up at 5 a.m. every day. So it is very much clear with this example that if you are waking up regularly at 8 and I ask you to meet me at 6:30, then for you this will be a very early meeting or a very early schedule. And if you are in the habit of waking up at 5, then 6:30 might be fine with you and might not sound an early meeting. Thus you can say that time language also differs from individuals and also from culture to culture. Like in Latin countries, meetings usually start well after their appointed time. You can see very commonly in Latin countries or even in our country like India, if a meeting is scheduled at 9 and people arrive maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes late, and then you are able to start the meeting probably by 9:30, then also nobody is offended or people don't mind it that much. People are used to things being a little delayed because of their personal engagements or traffic or other people arriving late, and they don't mind it. Everyone knows this customary and no one gets offended by the delay. But in countries like Scandinavia or Germany, on the other hand, strict punctuality is the rule and delay is only looked down upon or frowned. But if you see in countries like Germany, where people are very much particular about time, in those countries, if you are late, then people will get offended, their mood will be off, and they might look at you with disappointment and consider you as someone who is very much careless, and they will get in a frown composure. So chronemics thus highlights the fact that good timing is very important. Now you can see that timing, as you have been taught from your childhood, the value of punctuality, this plays a role not even in your day-to-day task, in your daily life, but also in your work when you are making a presentation or when you are talking to people, in your interpersonal relations. Everywhere this chronemics is very important. Staying in the time limits is a mark of courtesy and professionalism. If you are able to complete or finish things in the time you asked from people, or like if you have a meeting and you ask people to gather for 30 minutes and you are able to sum up what you had to talk to them in those 30 minutes, then people take it as a sign of courtesy. Courtesy, we mean here that you value their time. You value the amount of effort that they have taken in giving you their precious 30 minutes, which they would have invested or which they would have used to do something else. Thus, you can see that this completing things in the asked time makes you a good professional or is a necessity in the professional world. If at the beginning of the presentation one assures the listeners that they will be giving them time at the end of the presentation and then keep talking till the time is all gone without giving scope for the audience to response, the audience will definitely get annoyed. You can see in this paragraph that I have talked about, like when you go for a seminar or for a discussion or even in your class, when you are taught something new or discussed about something that is entirely a new concept or a new thing to you, the speaker comes or the tutor comes and tells you that, okay, let me first finish and let me first complete my matter or whatever I am discussing with you, and then you are open for questions. Then you can have all your queries and they will be answered one by one. So suppose you are going for a seminar and there you are given 1 hour for total seminar time, and the speaker tells you in the beginning that okay, first 45 minutes or first 50 minutes we will discuss our topic, and then last 10 or 15 minutes are for the questions that you have in your mind. And then at the end the speaker just continues to talk and talk, to discuss, to give examples. You have already thought in your mind that okay, I have this doubt and I will ask this at the end. But that end does not come, and after 1 hour the speaker says okay, thank you everyone, and he finishes. Then you will feel very much disappointed. You will feel that the seminar was a waste or maybe not satisfactory for you, because the time that was being allotted, the things were not done accordingly. The time management of the speaker or the delivery person failed, and so the whole seminar does not add the expected value and the audience are not satisfied. So this is the importance of the time management. And thus when you are making a presentation, when you are talking about something new among people, or whether you are describing your work, it is very important that you finish in the time that was allotted or that was asked by you in the beginning. Moving further, we can see and say about oral presentation that it requires a careful planning. So with this example, you can very much understand the value of planning of your time, or what we say is time management, or the need or the importance of chronemics in your presentation. And a great deal of practice and preparation is required so that your presentation becomes a success and is as per the time that is allotted. So apart from communicating the purpose of the presentation, it is very important that you also consider the following factors when you are giving a presentation. Now we can sum up all the things that we have to keep in mind and that we have covered in our effective presentation strategies one by one. First is audience analysis. By this, we mean what type of audience we have, what method of delivery the audience expect, how they want you to go or progress with whatever you have to say, and also considering the individual or the cultural differences that we have in our audience. The second is organization of the matter. Also, it is very important that you organize or you structure your matter into groups or the three common parts that are introduction, the main body, and the conclusion, and use a proper method out of the many methods that we have discussed in terms of how you can organize or how you can structure your content. We have discussed this in detail. You can refer our last videos on this. Then we have preparation of an outline, how you can prepare your content in the time. Then we have nuances of delivery. By nuances we mean the common methods of delivery that we have discussed, and what is the best method of delivery that is extemporaneous, and also few guidelines that you have to take in consideration in terms of your paralinguistics that help in a more effective delivery. Also the role of kinesics in the paralinguistics. And lastly, visual aids also in terms of effective presentation, as what you see has more probability that you will never forget. So with care and practice, we can do wonders with our oral presentation. That's all in effective presentation. Thank you.